Everyone does try to build a bit here, a bit there, 2% here, 5% there. It's a grind. It's exhausting. There is something that this book has to give that is powerful. Think 10x instead. Have 10 times larger goals, and life gets simpler, not harder. Why? Because 10x demands focus. It extracts you from the busy work, the mediocre goals, and the small things that keep you stuck. 10x is not more. It is less, but doing the right less. Let's bring this concept into reality and make it real. The authors, Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy, are saying one thing: small growth continues old habits. Big growth shatters old habits and brings a new you. When you plan for 2x, you attempt to make everything a little better. When you plan for 10x, you retain only what does work and discard the rest. It is this reason that 10x can be simpler. It provides you with a firm yes and a firm no. It provides you with energy because you are no longer carrying dead weight. Chapter 1 begins with a cutting rule. 10x is a filter. If a project, goal, or task isn't playing in the 10x future, it's out. If it is, it stays. Think about your time and attention as a small bowl. If you fill it with little pebbles, there's no room for the big stone that matters. When you say yes to 10x, you cut pebbles. You make room for the big stone. This is scary. This takes a yes to a lot of things that are good. This takes a release of old victories that no longer drive the next level. But this is the idea. 10x is a change of identity and a change of standards. You're not attempting to do more. You're attempting to be someone who does less, better. This chapter also talks about why 10x is lighter in nature. If you make one clear decision, decisions are faster. You don't argue small decisions anymore. You don't chase all options. You have one goal, and you set your day to it. That's pressure release. That's peace and speed. You can do it today. Ask yourself, what is my 10x goal for the next 3 years? Write it in one sentence, plain and simple. Then ask yourself, what are 3 things I do today that don't align with this goal? Those 3 are your first pebbles to eliminate. Chapter 2 is on the 80-20th principle, but applied aggressively. 20% effort produces 80% results in most domains. On 10x, you drive harder again. You ask yourself, what is the 10% that actually produces 90% results? That 10% you drive on. The rest you delete, delegate, or design out. It is not theory. You can see it in action in your own success. Look at the last year. What few actions, people, or products made the biggest difference? Keep those. What many tasks, meetings, or habits gave a small return? Cut those. 10x is not a wish. It is a choice to invest nearly all your time on the few things that matter most. This chapter also draws a simple picture. Think of your work as a 3-layer stack. Low value, busy work anyone can do, is at the bottom. Average value, stuff you're good at but others can learn to do with practice, is in the middle. Unique value, the strange thing that you do that produces disproportionate results when you focus on it, is at the top. 10x is being at the top level and spending most of your time there. You will still get some basics done, but you want to structure your week so that your top value gets big, clean blocks. That is where leaps happen. Chapter 3 contains a cold hard truth. Going 10x means to let go. You may have been the master at accomplishing a lot of little things. You may have been the yes person who said yes to all things. You may have been the always-on individual. Those were old victories that made you proud, but they may be causing you to remain stuck in the past. 10x is challenging you to let go of old victories that are not helping the future. This is not loss. This is trade. You are trading many little victories for a few big ones. This can hurt. People will turn to you and say, "What are you doing? Why are you changing?" Your peers will miss the old you. Even your own mind will try to keep you in the old habits. The book suggests one gentle step. Write 2 short stories. One is the past me story. What you've been doing, what worked, and what won't be going with you. The second is the future me story. What you'll be doing, what you'll be leaving behind, and how life will be. Read the future me story every day for a month. Allow your mind to get used to the new you. Let go with respect. Thank the old you for getting you this far. Then move on. This chapter also gives a time rule of thumb. Bank mornings for 10x work whenever possible. Get high value, deep work accomplished first, prior to the world getting a grip on you. If mornings aren't possible, identify 2 good 2-hour blocks in the day and bank them. The premise is to book your future self with the best focus, not leftovers. Chapter 4 covers the work of one talent and collaboration. 10x is not a solitary ascent. It is a team effort. Your responsibility is to perform the few things you do best, the things that excite you and yield gigantic outcomes. Everything else is automated, delegated, or eliminated. If delegation is challenging, start small. Give away one task that consumes 10 minutes a week, demonstrate it once, document the steps, have somebody else take ownership, then give away a 30-minute task, then a 2-hour task. Before you know it, your calendar has more time in your unique ability zone. The book is straightforward. You are the who of your 10x work. Outsource other who's for the hows you don't need to own. It conserves energy. It also makes others grow. As you plunge into your best work, your team plunges into theirs. If you still have no team, use simple tools as your assistants. Templates, checklists, autoresponders, schedule links, and good defaults. The objective is the same. Keep your attention on the few things you do yourself. This chapter also discusses money. Working harder for more money is not 10x. It's building assets that compound when you focus. Assets are products, systems, audiences, collaborations, or skills that grow. Ask yourself, what assets could my unique talent generate if I focused on it for a year? Then remove barriers to build those assets week by week. If that's still sounding like too much thinking, do it tomorrow. Take one 90-minute chunk. Take one low-value activity from that chunk. Replace it with your highest value work, the work that actually gets your 10x goal moving. Put the phone on hold. Close irrelevant windows. Take one small step. At the 90-minute mark, check in with yourself. One actual chunk can make the point. Chapter 5 is measuring progress the right way. 2x growth has you chasing day-to-day numbers. 10x growth has you looking at direction and learning. You see weekly actions. Did you complete your 10x blocks? Did you move the one needle that matters? You make quick notes. What worked, what didn't, what am I going to do differently next week? This makes your work a loop. Do, learn, adjust, repeat. Big growth is the product of lots of small loops well done. This chapter also warns against the busy look. We all gauge success on the busyness of someone's calendar. 10x flips it around. White space is a strength. It is a marker that you have room to think, to innovate, to recharge. It is a marker that you're not perpetually reacting, so don't fill white space up. Schedule it, protect it, use it to take the big picture and schedule the next small step. And there is a mindset principle. Measure your success by the person you are becoming, not the short-term results. Are you more focused? Are you creating less busy work? Are you more calm? Are you saying no to the wrong things earlier? These are 10x signs. When identity changes, results follow. Chapter 6 ties it all together as a rhythm of daily and weekly life that anyone can use. Read your future me line each morning. Label your 10x goal in 3 words to remember your direction. Plan 2 deep blocks for your most valuable work. Hide the phone during the blocks. Start each block by writing the first tiny step. End each block by writing the next tiny step. Batch messages later. Keep meetings concise and simple. Write 2 lines each night. 1 win of the day and 1 tweak tomorrow. Each week, take a quiet hour to look at your calendar. Ask, where did I live in my distinctive ability? Where did I get pulled into busy work? Move 1 pebble out, put 1 stone in. Week by week, your days bend to the new self. Courage and kindness are also discussed in this chapter. 10x demands courageous choices. It demands you say no without fury, and yes without fear. Be kind when you say no. You can say, I have one gigantic goal. I'm not the best person for this right now. Be kind to yourself when you fall. You will fall. Come back tomorrow. 10x is not a straight line. 10x is a patient climb, 1 authentic block at a time. Keep your heart light. Keep your steps small. Keep your goal big and simple. 10x is easier than 2x isn't about working more. It's about making better decisions. Decide on one clear 10x goal. Select the 10% that generates most outcomes and stick with it. Decide to let go of the old you with appreciation. Decide on teammates, tools, and systems that liberate your best work. Do this consistently, and growth feels more natural. Your days feel more natural, your results feel bigger, and you feel more like you. If this provided you with one move to make this week, nod like as a quiet yes, and subscribe if you need a peaceful corner each week to think about big, simple growth. Send this to a friend who spends all day busy but stuck. Tomorrow decide on one 90-minute window and pack it with your most value work. Let's shoot bigger and work simpler.